Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our regular show, Daily Calls, is with you, where we try and answer your short-term queries on charts and technical indicators, trades that may or may not have gone bad, ideas that will or may not work to the level that you expect them to be. My name is Shail Bhatnagar, and I am joined by my very dear friend, Mr. Jay Thakkar, who will guide us through the next half an hour. Mr. Thakkar is the Head of Derivatives and Quant Research and Vice President at ICICI Securities. Thakkar साहब की जय हो.
Good afternoon to you, Shailji. Thanks for the warm welcome. It's always good to be on the show with you, Shailji. And आपकी भी जय हो, बुध की जय हो. मैं तो कहूँगा क्या कमबैक किया है. I mean, आप देखिए एक तरफा रैली, Shailji. 5 महीने निफ्टी नेगेटिव रही, राइट. ये 6वां महीना आप देखोगे जब पॉजिटिव हुआ, रिवर्सल हुआ. हिस्टोरिकली हमने देखा था कि कभी भी 6 महीने नेगेटिव नहीं हुए थे, राइट. और ये 6वां महीना जब रिकवरी आई तो इस तरह से आई कि सारे लेवल्स ऊपर के फाड़ के निकल गया निफ्टी. एंड ऑलमोस्ट आप देखिए कि जहां से गिरना स्टार्ट हुआ था 23,800 वहीं पर पहुंच गया.
ठक्कर साहब ज्यादा नजर मत लगाइए, अभी 3 दिन बचे हैं मार्च को खत्म होने में. पता चला यही बिग वाली आ गई और मैं और आप फिर एक दूसरे के आंसू पोंछ रहे कि 6ठा महीना भी अब लाल रंग का हो गया. चलिए, बहुत सारे हमारे दर्शक जुड़ चुके हैं, आपसे जुड़ने वाले हैं और अब सवालों का सिलसिला शुरू करते हैं. हम लोग जा रहे हैं यूट्यूब. अच्छा, यहाँ पर अवधेश ठाकुर साहब, ठक्कर साहब हमें लिख रहे हैं कि उन्होंने उज्जीवन स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक के 560 शेयर खरीद रखे हैं 44 रुपये पर. वो जानना चाहते हैं ठक्कर साहब आपकी क्या राय है, 12 महीने में क्या रूपरेखा हो सकती है उज्जीवन स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक की, कहाँ जा सकता है और क्या कीजिएगा.
बिल्कुल. देखिए शैल जी, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये नॉन एफएम स्टॉक है. एज अ डिस्क्लेमर मैं कहता हूँ कि ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस आई ट्रैक मोर ऑफ दी डेरिवेटिव्स एंड ऑन, बट हाउएवर टेक्निकली मैं इस पर एक व्यू दे देता हूँ. इनकी इक्विटी है तो देखिए उज्जीवन स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक में बहुत ही करेक्शन शार्प देखने मिला, हमें अच्छा खासा करेक्शन देखने मिला. बट जो हिसाब से ये वाली रिकवरी में हम देख रहे हैं कि बीएफएसआई ओवरऑल सेक्टर आउट परफॉर्म करता है, राइट. एंड आई थिंक ये आउट परफॉर्मेंस में जो हिसाब से उज्जीवन स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक में एक डबल बॉटम क्रिएट हुआ है अराउंड द लेवल्स ऑफ 30-31. तो जब तक वो लेवल्स होल्ड आउट कर रहे हैं शेयर जी, मेरा मानना है पहले तो वो अपनी नेकलाइन को टेस्ट करेगा ऊपर में उज्जीवन 41 तक के तो लेवल्स आपको देखने मिल सकते हैं. बहुत ही हाई प्रोबेबिलिटी है और वो 41 के लेवल्स निकालते हैं तो शेयर जी ये 10 पॉइंट की रेंज का विच इज ऑलमोस्ट 30% ऑफ द लोअर एंड उसका ब्रेकआउट ऊपर की तरफ आएगा और शायद आपको 50-51 के लेवल भी देखने मिले. सो होल्ड ऑन टिल 30 लेवल्स आर हेड.
Correct. Okay. चलिए, this is the view that is coming in on Ujjivan Small Finance. We also have our WhatsApp number active. Please send in your queries. And Mr. Hari Agarwal from Maharashtra wants a view on Shakti Pumps. The PCR will draw the long-term chart of Shakti Pumps, and Mr. Agarwal purchased 258 shares of Shakti Pumps at 1060. अब 964 रुपये पे है. ठक्कर साहब क्या कीजिएगा.
देखिए जहां तक शक्ति पंप का सवाल है शैल जी, मैं कहूंगा देखिए ये स्टॉक में मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि अब से आपको एक अच्छी रिकवरी देखने मिलेगी, राइट. बिकॉज नो करेक्शन रिलेटिवली कम रहा है यहाँ पे, राइट, एज कम्पेयर टू दी अदर स्टॉक्स इन द मिड कैप और द स्मॉल कैप सेगमेंट, राइट. एंड मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि जो हिसाब से ये स्टॉक में फ्लैट ऑफ हायर बॉटम बनना चालू हुआ है, वीकली लीडिंग इंडिकेटर्स में पॉजिटिव डाइवर्जेंस है, मंथली मोमेंटम अभी भी पॉजिटिव है. देयर आर वेरी सिलेक्टिव स्टॉक्स शेयर जी मैं कहूंगा जिनका मंथली इंडिकेटर अभी भी पॉजिटिव है. वेरी सिलेक्टिव स्टॉक्स अगर आप देखेंगे तो पूरे मार्केट में जो हिसाब से एक ब्रेथ कम हुई थी, शक्ति पंप इज वन ऑफ दैम. सो डेली तो पॉजिटिव हो गया है, वीकली में इंडिकेटर लीडिंग वाले पॉजिटिव हो चुके हैं. आई थिंक जब तक ये 900 के लेवल्स होल्ड आउट कर रहा है देयर इज वेरी हाई चांस कि हेड टुवर्ड्स 1200 लेवल्स अगेन. तो आप रिस्क और देखिए 65 पॉइंट नीचे ऊपर में लगभग आपको 250 से 250 तक की रुपए तक की और अपसाइड यहाँ से देखेंगे.
Okay. We'll have the chart of NLC India. This is a lignite mining company which is also in the business of power. Mr. KVP Dasadari is asking your view, Thakkar Saab, on NLC India. What are the charts telling you?
Well, I would say that, Shelji, that this stock is trading quite sideways, and I would say you see since February 24, because it's more than a year now. We're already in March 25, so it's more than a year now that this stock has been consolidating within this range of 300 on the upside to 195, 200 on the lower side. So that's been 100 points range when the monthly indicators have gone sideways, they're into the sell mode. However, the weekly is looking quite oversold, so the stock can bounce back. So all I can say is that yes, in this bounce back, the stock can again revisit its upper end of the range of 300, but a bigger breakout will only be about 300. So sideways consolidation can be expected till this range is not broken.
Okay. So that's the view on NLC India. Let's shift focus to what is happening on WhatsApp. Harsh is writing in from Ajmer. और ठक्कर साहब, अदानी ग्रीन और नेस्ले इंडिया हर्ष जी ने 6 महीने के लिए परचेज़ किया है, 3 से 6 महीने के लिए. वो जानना चाह रहे हैं कि क्या राय है आपकी इन दोनों काउंटर्स के बारे में.
Adani Green, I think that Shelji on a longer term time frame, this stock is consolidating and forming a symmetrical triangular pattern. I mean, this recent lows are the lows, then it's forming a symmetrical triangle, so it's again heading towards the upper end of the range, right? I mean, if you join the two multiple highs and falling trend line and the rising trend line. Okay. As far as derivatives is concerned, since the time it got introduced to derivatives, say derivatives we have seen more of short additions. Then most of the stocks which got introduced, in December series, have seen shorts build up early. So we are seeing some short covering happening out here. But then I would say that this is one stock which might, trade quite sideways to a bit of positive. Not be easy to trade this stock. So I would say that, one can continue buying on dips till 850 range is held on the downside. 850 का level जब तक hold out कर रहा है, till then the bias will be positive.
ओके. सवालों का सिलसिला ज़बरदस्त तरीके से आपको यूट्यूब पे चलता हुआ दिखेगा. और वसंत रेड्डी साहब वांट्स टू नो ऑन नीला इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. आई रिक्वेस्ट द पीसीआर टू प्लीज़ फाइल द लॉन्ग टर्म चार्ट ऑफ नीला इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. 14 रुपये की ख़रीद है. 14 रुपीज़ ही इज़ परचेज्ड 7,900 shares, and he wants to know what is the future. This is a penny stock almost, and really I think the choice of stock should have been better. Nevertheless, ठक्कर साहब, मैं पहले बता दूं, मैंने ज़िंदगी में नीला इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का नाम नहीं सुना. आप इससे जुड़े हुए हैं या आपने इसका नाम सुना हो? क्या कहता है इसका चार्ट?
Hey, we both are sailing in the same boat. I would say, Shelji, तो मैंने भी ये ट्रैक नहीं किया है पहले. I am not tracking this. However, since the question निकल कर आया है, Shelji, so what I have done is I have opened up the chart, and all I can say that earlier it used to be little illiquid stock. We have recently seen liquidity coming in this stock since past couple of months only. So relatively from the historical data, it has been illiquid stock, and to get a proper view technically on this illiquid stocks basically is a difficult thing. So probably those who must be tracking in detail about this company fundamentally probably would be the right person to basically give a call on this.
Okay, fair point. Mr. Reddy, I think there's always merit in choosing a good blue chip stock which is trading 20-30% below its all-time high, rather than making a dip into companies which have not much of fundamental and trading history. But that's your choice. Our job was to provide you a view. Vinu P. वीनू जी लिखते हैं यूट्यूब पर, इज दिस द राइट टाइम टू एंटर ITC एंड BHEL एट करंट लेवल्स फॉर द शॉर्ट टर्म? ठक्कर साहब क्या राय रखेंगे?
Well, see, I would say that ITC no, because see, Shelly, if you see in this bounce back, we are not seeing that kind of a bounce back coming in the FMCG stocks. I mean, whether you look at the HUL or ITC, I mean, the rally has come mainly due to the rally which we have seen in the BFSI segment, which has contributed heavily to this bounce, right? And mainly the private sector banks, okay, or maybe the NBFCs. There has been a lesser momentum as far as FMCG stocks is concerned. There are a few stocks wherein there are shorts. ITC is not one of the stocks wherein there is shorts. There was long unwinding. So I'm not saying that there are shorts in ITC, but यहाँ पे long build-up इतना देखने मिल नहीं रहा है. From the derivatives point of view, hence it could be an avoid from my side as of now. BHEL का जहाँ तक सवाल है, yes, definitely, public sector enterprise में भी short covering हमें देखने मिली है. We have seen that. So BHEL for me it would be a good buy on dips around the levels of 210. अगर 210 के आसपास मिलता है तो 200 के नीचे एक स्टॉप लॉस लगाकर definitely one can go long on BHEL.
Okay. चलिए अब PCR will draw the long term chart of Zomato. This is a very popular stock with retail clients. Today the stock is down 4.5%, 4.7%. at 212. About 850 crore rupees worth of shares have been traded, and it is a problem for there was a question, Hitesh ji. ठक्कर साहब, हितेश जी ने 500 शेयर जोमेटो के खरीदे हैं 220 रुपये पे. अब 212 पर काउंटर चल रहा है. वो जानना चाहते हैं कि क्या 220 क्रॉस होगा दोबारा जोमेटो पे?
चांस मुझे थोड़ा कम लगता है. रिलेटिवली जहाँ तक सवाल है, हितेश जी 220 आए, 222 आए, 2 रुपए में ऊपर निकल गए. दैट इज ऑल इंट्राडे. इंट्राडे पर्सपेक्टिव के लिए पोजिशनल व्यू नहीं होता. इंट्राडे अगर आपका व्यू है तो इंट्राडे. अगर आपका 220 आना और ऊपर निकलना मतलब कि आपने मीडियम टर्म 10% के लिए लिया है, तभी आप नीचे 5% खड़े हो. तो आई वुड से दैट फॉर मी ओवरऑल Zomato हैज बीन negative bias or rather short build up since the time it has actually entered into FM. अगर आप देखिए इसका कोई प्राइस परफॉर्मेंस इस तरह से दिया नहीं. Even in this particular bounce back is underperforming the overall bounce. Okay, and you see the mid and small cap indices are again back into the red and the price is negative. For me, Zomato is a non-trending stock, or I would non-trending uptrending stock, non-uptrending stock, as well as a stock trading with a negative bias both technically and from the point of view of derivatives. मेरे हिसाब से तो 190 180 के लेवल आएंगे, जो प्रॉब्ली आप वहाँ पे रिव्यू करेंगे मुझे लेना है नहीं लेना है from the medium to long term point of view. So this is not the right time to be into this stock.
Okay, this is the view that is coming in on Zomato. This is actually a delivery stock, but yes, it shows a lot of volatility and therefore traders also take advantage of that, but sometimes they get caught on the wrong foot. We'll successively draw the charts of Adani Energy Solutions and IOC. Nancy is writing in and wants Mr. Thakkar's view on Adani Energy Solutions and IOC. Both of them are near her buying level, and she wants to know whether to book profit or should she hold for the next couple of days or exit.
No, IOC could you can hold IOC till 124 levels on the spot are held. I am thinking that IOC can further see an up move until 150. Okay, so 124, I mean 6 rupees risk and 10 rupees, 10 to 12 rupees reward would still offer you 1:2 from the current levels as well. So I don't mind, or I would say rather holding IOC shouldn't be a problem. Which was the another stock? Sorry, Shakti, I missed out that.
Okay, so that's the view that is on Adani Energy Solutions and IOC. Okay, let's shift back to YouTube, and we have Avnish Chaudhary. Let's draw the chart of Indian Renewable Energy Development Authority, IREDA. and IREDA he says 176 का हाई लगाकर 169 पर आ गया. इसमें क्या किया जाए? He has shares at 203 rupees.
शैल जी देखिए, इरेडा जहां तक है, आप देखिए सारी रेलवे डिफेंस के स्टॉक सभी टॉप आउट हो गए थे, वे ahead of the overall market, right? And hence we are seeing those stocks getting too oversold and now bouncing back. And जहां तक इरेडा का सवाल है, इसने ज्यादा बाउंस किया नहीं, even not retraced 38%. So I would say that on a medium term perspective, 190 to 200 levels can be seen on IREDA. That is what I think. The shorts could be covered. They're still getting covered. This stock also had witnessed short build up initially. तो यहाँ पे short covering आपको 190, 200 के levels दिखा सकती है.
Okay, so that's the view on IREDA. We have Somalia Biswas from Calcutta, who wants to know the target of Lemon Tree Hotels and NTPC Green Energy. क्या राय रखते हैं ठक्कर साहब? NTPC Green Energy was recently listed, IPO प्राइस के आसपास घूमता हुआ, और लेमन ट्री होटल्स में हमने एक फ्रेश रिकॉर्ड हाई देखा था, वहाँ से काउंटर काफ़ी नीचे है. आपको क्या लगता है चार्ट्स पर?
एनटीपीसी ग्रीन पर तो सलाह देना मेरे लिए डिफिकल्ट होगा, बिकॉज मेरे पास हिस्टोरिकली डेटा ही नहीं है. शैल जी, एंड यू आल्सो ट्रैक टेक्निकल, सो यू नो दैट इतने कम डेटा पर ज्यादा कुछ बताना, मगर जितना भी अवेलेबल डेटा है उतना मैं कह सकता हूँ कि अपर स्टॉकिंग चैनल में ट्रेड कर रहा है तो ऊपर में लगभग 108-110 तक के लेवल दिखा सकता है, टिल द टाइम द प्रीवियस लोज ऑफ 94 आर हेल्ड. बट लेमन ट्री का सवाल है, वी हैव गुड इनफ डेटा, नॉन एफ स्टॉक, बट आई वुड से दैट सी there has been a clear cut divergence as far as the momentum indicators are concerned, right from daily to weekly to monthly chart. And I think that it's quite overbought. Although the hotel stocks or the stocks which are there into the hospitality sectors are not seeing much of the direction. Even for that matter, if you look at the stock like SMS stock like Indian Hotel, which is witnessing good FI buying interest as well from the lower level. तो मेरा ये कहना है लेमन ट्री में जब तक भाई साहब आपका 125 का लेवल होल्ड आउट है, आपका ट्रेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस होना चाहिए 125 का, टिल द लेवल ऑफ 125 is held, the trend can continue or it can remain sideways till 150, 155. But at the moment 125 is broken, I think according to me the trend will change from up to down. So 125 का आपका एक स्ट्रिक्ट ट्रेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस.
Okay. That's the view on the stock that we have just discussed. We'll draw the long-term chart of ITC Hotels, and this is Momita writing in from Kolkata. She wants to know the price target for ITC Hotels. I think the question that she has put 1 to 3 months is a very painful exercise to do. You shouldn't be buying stocks for 1 month. Frankly, you will burn your fingers. Nevertheless, we'll make an exception and go for it. ठक्कर साहब, ITC होटल्स दोबारा रीलिस्ट हुआ है, अभी कुछ दिन पहले 20% ऊपर लगा था 201 रुपये पे. बताइए क्या लगता है आपको ITC होटल्स के बारे में?
बिल्कुल शैल जी, जैसे मैंने कहा कि देखिए ओवरऑल सेक्टर पर आउटलुक तो अभी भी पॉजिटिव है, राइट. एंड आई थिंक दिस सेक्टर अभी भी आने वाला क्वार्टर भी अच्छा कर सकता है. फंडामेंटली वैकेशन है, IPL चल रहा है, तो बिफोर मॉनसून तो अच्छा ही रहता है, राइट. तो ये वाला क्वार्टर भी जो है, फर्स्ट क्वार्टर Q1 भी अच्छा होना चाहिए. आई थिंक that fundamentally shouldn't be a problem even for next couple of months, and that is the reason we are seeing all of these stocks actually holding up quite well. When I was actually explaining lemon tree, इसके प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन, या lemon tree देखिए, इंडियन होटल देखिए, सभी चल रहा है, ITC भी. बट मैं कहूँगा देखिए, जहाँ से यहाँ पे ये स्टॉक में मोमेंटम आया था, ब्रेकआउट आया था वॉल्यूम्स के साथ 180 का लेवल है, जब तक वो होल्ड आउट कर रहा है तब तक आप ये स्टॉक को राइड करें, बिकॉज इतने टेक्निकल डेटा तो है नहीं. तो मैं आपको कुछ 2-3 महीने का व्यू दे दूँ, पर केवल वो देख के कह सकता हूँ बेस्ड ऑन द वॉल्यूम, प्राइस वॉल्यूम चार्ट, कि जहाँ पे ब्रेकआउट किया मैडम 180 के आसपास विथ वॉल्यूम, वो लेवल जब तक वाला क्लोजिंग बेसिस होल्ड आउट कर रहे हैं, यू कैन कीप राइडिंग द ट्रेंड विद द ट्रेडिंग स्टॉप लॉस. एज ऑफ नाउ द ट्रेडिंग स्टॉप लॉस इज 1.
Okay. We'll draw the charts of KPIT Technologies and CDSL. Thakkar Sahab, Satya wants to know a choice that you would have for between KPIT Technologies and CDSL for a period of 3 years. Holding period is 3 years. Which one would you prefer, KPIT or CDSL?
CDSL definitely is the leader, right? As of now, in its own sector, I mean, it's kind of a duopoly market wherein you have CDSL and NSDL, of which NSDL is not listed, so you have CDSL, which is the listed player and has the highest market share. So, and has corrected also quite a lot and has been enjoying the good amount of higher PE as well. So, price इतना multiple मिलने का कारण भी वो है कि duopoly business है, and but then the stock has corrected heavily from the higher levels. If you see, I mean, शेयर अगर आप देखेंगे 2000 वाला स्टॉक नीचे 1000 हो गया था, 1000 रुपये ऊपर से निकल गया, मतलब 50% निकल गया, और शॉर्ट्स भी अच्छे खासे मिल हुए थे. तो उस एंगल से मैं कहूंगा कि सीडीएसएल इज करेक्टली, और वो है, बट रिस्क प्योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू सीडीएसएल मुझे ज्यादा बेटर लगता है कंपेयर टू केपीआईटी एज ऑफ नाउ. यहाँ पे केपीआईटी पे व्यू लेना इसलिए डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज ओवरऑल अगर आप आईटी देखिए, इंडेक्स इटसेल्फ हैज करेक्टेड हेवीली राइट नाउ. तो शॉर्ट टर्म में वापस एक बाउंस बैक आ सकता है काफी ओवर सोल्ड है तो, और केपीआईटी में इतना करेक्शन आया नहीं आफ्टर सच ए ह्यूज रन अप. ओके, उतना ऊपर से नहीं गिरा जितना ये गिर गया. तो रिलेटिवली मैं कहूंगा सीडीएसएल विल बी माय प्रीफर्ड चॉइस एज ऑफ नाउ. आई हैव टू चूज आइदर ऑफ वन एट दिस.
Fair point. That is the view that is coming in on CDSL. Okay. Let's look at a question from Mr. Rahul Raj Bahar. He wants to know 5 best shares in the renewables sector. That's a very difficult question to answer. What I'll request Thakkar Saab to do is pick up 1 or 2 quality shares in the renewable energy space. Thakkar Saab, कोई राय?
देखिए, मैं कहूँगा ये ओवरऑल सेक्टर जो है अभी भी, मतलब इसमें इट्स टू अर्ली टू से क्या इसमें होगा नहीं होगा रिन्यूएबल एनर्जीज में ओवरऑल. बट देन एज ऑफ नाउ अगर ये सेक्टर में अगर आप ध्यान रखें, आई थिंक यू हैव टू प्रोबब्ली गिव मोर टाइम रेदर देन दैट. अगर आप ट्रेडिंग एंगल है आपको, और जहाँ तक बाजार में आपका पूरा एक व्यू नहीं बैठता है कि यहाँ से तेजी है कि नहीं, जहाँ पे मोमेंटम है वहाँ पे जाएंगे तो बेटर होगा. अभी आप देखेंगे तो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी से ज्यादा मोमेंटम आपका है बीएफएस है, पूरा बीएफएस है. तो वाई नॉट टू फोकस देयर रेदर देन रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, जहाँ पे आपको एक क्लैरिटी आएगी probably after the overall market breadth and sentiment has reversed. अभी एक अर्ली इंडिकेशन है कि probably market has bottomed. पूरे ही आपको इंडिकेशन मिल जाना, there is when you start seeing the momentum getting built up there. उसमें later on आएगा, अभी नहीं आएगा. अभी रेट सेंसिटिव में मेरे हिसाब से ज्यादा मोमेंटम है, तो रेट सेंसिटिव में अभी it can be reality as well.
Okay, fair point. We'll shift to Kerala, where we are getting a question from Gul, and he has purchased REC at 423 rupees per piece. He wants to know, should he add more at the current price, or what is the level that you would suggest for further additions on REC?
Well, शैलजी मैं कहूँगा कि REC, PFC दोनों में शॉर्ट्स बने थे. PFC में अर्ली इंडिकेशन था शॉर्ट कवरिंग का, REC में ह्यूज शॉर्ट्स. मतलब ये टाइम जब शॉर्ट बने थे, इट हैड गॉन टू द हाईएस्ट लेवल इन इट्स हिस्ट्री, राइट. एंड वहां से हम शॉर्ट कवरिंग कंटिन्यू होते हुए देखने मिल रहा है. इनफैक्ट इनवर्स हेड एंड शोल्डर पैटर्न का ब्रेकआउट भी टेक्निकली दिया था. So now that neckline of 420-25 range for REC will act as a very crucial support. शैलजी जब तक 420-25 के लेवल होल्ड आउट कर रहा है REC, I think the strategy should be buying on renewable. देखिए निफ्टी आपका 23,800-24,000 के रेंज में जो आया है from this weekly monthly expiry point of view, so we know that 23,800 to 24,000 is a fair resistance level. जब तक वो नहीं निकालता, till that time there can be some profit booking or consolidation of this recent uptrend. उसमें अगर REC आपको 430 के आसपास मिल गया, it would be a good risk for me to enter or re-enter into the stock. But 420 के लेवल जब तक होल्ड आउट कर रहा है, the overall trend is.
So that's the view that is coming in. Another view on Indian hotels. Gul has purchased Indian hotels at 728. He wants to know, should he add more? If yes, what price?
A good level he has entered, I would say, and his trailing stop loss should now be 760. I think till 760 levels, or for that matter, even if further nearby levels are equal, it could be 780. So I would say short term, very short term 780 and medium term 760. These are the levels, and it's way above your buying price of 720. And until these levels are held, there is a very high probability that this could be one of the stocks from the mid cap select Nifty. Whether Nifty mid cap select makes a new high or not, this can probably make a new high. That is, it can go above the levels of 894 or maybe 900. Right? So till these levels are held, you can hold the stocks. Now, whether to add more or not, so I have given you a target that it would go and test 900 to 940. Okay, currently trading in 820 and the stop loss will be 760. If that suits your risk reward, you can enter or add more. If it doesn't suits your risk reward, you can continue holding your current holdings with the stop loss, trailing stop loss as mentioned.
Okay, that's the view that is coming in from Thakkar Saab. Jay, thank you so much for your time, and we'll again reconnect, and let's hope that the March ending is far above 24,500, so that we can rejoice and make a great party of the move that has come in the month of March. Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you so much. Always pleasure being on your show. Looking forward. Thank you.
We now have, thank you, Shivangi Sarda joins us, technicals and derivatives analyst at Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Good afternoon to you, Shivangi, and a very warm welcome. Straight up, we have a question coming up from Biswadeep Porel. He wants to know your view on Titagarh Rail Systems. Buy price is 1382 and the quantity is 157. Titagarh is way below its purchase price. Let us see what it is doing today. 822. What does it say?
Okay, hello, good afternoon, Shelji. Thank you for having me. So we've seen that, the rail stocks have quite a lot beaten down from the last few months, and they have been forming lower top, lower bottom on the monthly basis from the last 8 months. So clearly there is some sort of a pullback move, some bottoming out structure on the weekly basis for this one. But then again, the follow-up is required for a good fresh momentum for the next leg of rally. So I believe, the pain point is slightly over. There is no, much of a downside that we're seeing from these levels, but it will require a lot of patience to regain the higher zones. Immediate levels are 850 odd levels, but there should be a strict stop loss that one should maintain at 805.
Okay, fair point. Another question is on Bata India. Buy price is 1480 and the quantity is 154 shares, and the issue is that he has a short-term outlook on Bata India. It's 200 rupees below his purchase price. What should be done?
So talking about Bata, we've seen that somewhere or the other there has been wild swings in the last 3 months, and even though the stock tried to regain 1500 levels, but it failed to hold those levels and cross those hurdle zones. Again, there is a lackluster move here which is expected to continue, and an important base here would be around about 1200 levels, which is very close to the current levels as well. So 1200 would be an important support to watch out for this one. For the next levels of 1300, but there is a lot of unwinding left at the higher zones, which will be required for this stock to move higher. Again, consolidative move, not much of an upside that we're seeing on an immediate basis.
Okay. Let's look at now questions from YouTube. We have a view on International Gems India Limited. Roshan Pradhan wants to understand this stock from you, Shivangi. Would you have a long-term view on this recently listed stock, which is in all kinds of problems?
Of course, this stock has less data available, and I think it's best to avoid these kind of stocks where the momentum is slightly low and move to better sectors which have been driving the index recently.
Okay, so that's the view on IGI, you should generally avoid such shares, and it's one of the most sensible things that I've heard. There is a question on Nifty 50, Shivangi. The name is not given, but it's SG Nature House, and the person wants to know the view that you might have on Nifty for the upcoming trading session, which is tomorrow.
So, talking about the index, we've seen that there has been quite a rally in the last 7 trading sessions. We've been making higher lows, which clearly indicates that bulls have been supporting the index with a higher put call ratio as well. We are at 1.22 right now. Also, we've seen that volumes have also been quite good. There has been call unwinding. So this short covering move has been driving the index. Of course, we are near an important hurdle zone. We saw some rejection at 23,800 marks, but once the index crosses 23,800, we are headed towards 24,200 marks. So this is the view coming in for Nifty. Of course, there is the monthly expiry, so we'll be expecting some sort of volatility to continue over here. But the important support to watch out would be around about 23,450 marks. So with this band, one can do a bull call spread or a strategy for the upside buyers.
Okay, fair point. So that's the view that is coming in. I'll request the PCI to please fire the long-term chart of Coal India. GUL has purchased Coal India at 383 rupees. Wants to know that can he add more at the current price? If not, then what is the price to add a further position in Coal India?
Absolutely. So Coal India has been a performer from the last 4 years. Of course, in the last 2 to 3 months, we've seen some sort of consolidation because it did witness some sort of profit booking towards the end of last year. Now, of course, on the immediate basis, we have been seeing good recovery in the last 4 weeks, which has driven the stock above the 50 daily exponential moving average. So, over and above, the stock looks quite positive, but momentum is slightly less. So, the pace of the upside would be quite slower as compared to the other momentum stocks. But this stock is poised for a good upside. We could look at 410 levels as an immediate targets with a support of 385.
Okay. We'll focus again on Zomato. Mansi Gupta wants to know at 212. Shivangi ji, is this a good price to enter Zomato for a 1-year period?
So definitely Zomato is a must-have in the portfolio. Even in the recent volatility, we've seen that this stock has kind of little beaten down, but overall the stock is quite well placed. There has been good buying multiple times at 200 levels. So this level has been respected multiple times. There has been some sort of profit booking after the stock has moved in the 2 to 3 trading sessions. We've seen this pattern continue in the last 4 months, but overall stock is quite well placed for the long term. Of course, immediate basis, I would not recommend entering into it, but for a long term perspective, this stock is ready for the next 230 odd levels, and one could possibly continue holding it with a stop loss of 200 levels.
Okay. We have a question from Vinita Gupta. Bharat Forge, her purchase price is 1462, and the stock is definitely much below 1462. This is at 1173. Shivagi, what is your view on Bharat Forge? This is in a long term sell off. We've seen a price of 1801 somewhere in June of 2024, and it's corrected to 979, now somewhere like 1173.
Absolutely, this stock has made lower tops from the last 9 months. The good part here, strikingly, has been that the previous month's low, that is February low, and the March low has been very much same. So there is clear indication that there has been a comeback of the bulls here, but we are yet to negate the lower top bottom on the monthly basis for a trend change over here. Of course, on the daily basis, we've seen that good volumes have been added in the last 6 trading sessions. So overall, in the immediate term, the stock looks quite positive for the next, 1250 odd levels. But long term will take a little more time to again for a trend reversal.
Okay, okay. So that's the view on Bharat Forge. We'll shift the conversation to Tata Steel, and we have from Agra, Gaurav ji writing in. He has 505 shares of Tata Steel, जो 159 रुपीज़ पर खरीदे गए थे. क्या हाल लगता है आपको चार्ट्स पर, शिवांगी जी? वो जानना चाहते हैं कि कब तक प्रॉफिट होगा और उनको कब तक रोकना चाहिए.
और जी बिल्कुल, टाटा स्टील की अगर हम बात करें यहाँ पे, तो ये एक वन ऑफ द मोस्ट स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट काउंटर्स रहा है पूरे स्टील पैक में. और डेली बेसिस पे भी अगर हम देखें, हायर जोन्स पे काफी अच्छी तरह से टिकते हुए नजर आ रहा है. आरएसआई भी एक पॉजिटिव यहाँ पे टर्म, पॉजिटिव जंक्चर पे है. तो ओवर एंड अबव स्टॉक काफी पॉजिटिव लग रहा है और होल्ड करने की ही राय रहेगी यहाँ पे. स्टॉक जो है 170 के लेवल्स के टारगेट्स यहाँ पे नेक्स्ट हमें बनते हुए दिख जाएंगे, और 150 के एक स्टॉप लॉस को जरूर बनाए रखे और स्टॉप लॉसेस को आगे की तरफ ट्रेल भी करते रहे.
ओके, 1241 और यही राय आपके सामने आती हुई दिख रही है टाटा स्टील पर. आइए लेट्स गो टू यूट्यूब, और पूजा इज राइटिंग इन if शिवांगी मैम has a view on Suzlon.
So purely technically, if I have to say, Suzlon has been consolidating from the last around about 10 weeks, and we've seen that there has been a consolidative band where this stock hasn't been able to cross around about 60 levels, and also it has taken a support near 45 odd levels. So this has been a band for Suzlon, and we've seen that the stock has come to the higher zone of the band. So some consolidation expected here, but of course, if someone is holding it for the long term, they can continue holding it. Now, if the stock surpasses 60, only then we will see momentum towards 65 odd levels, but the stock has to surpass and hold above 60.
So Suzlon clicks into higher territory beyond 60. We'll request the PCR to kindly fire the long-term chart of E2E Networks. The stock hit a high of 5,500 rupees somewhere in late last year and collapsed below 1,900. Jaya Rami Reddy Gurram writes in, she has 130 shares of E2E Networks at 4,355. The stock has more than halved. So Shivangi ji, should she average at current prices? What should she do?
I believe this stock has actually nearly halved the capital, and the stock which does show capital erosion should never be averaged out, because this has already taken up a lot of your patience and time. So of course, there has been some sort of illiquidity as well. I can see shallow volumes here. So I would recommend, exiting the stock and move to better momentum stocks, which one can trust technically.
Okay, would you want to name that better momentum stock?
So right now, we are seeing a lot of momentum in the financial space. So some of the stocks which are looking quite positive here are the Bajaj twins. Also, Paytm is looking quite positive. Some of the heavyweight banking names like Axis Bank has also shown resilience. Some stocks can also be diversified towards the cement space, which are holding quite well. And I would also recommend some names in the real estate space, which are looking quite positive, which includes Godrej Property. So these are the stocks that one can look out for the near short term purpose.
Okay. We are now taking the last question since most of them are done, and this is on Bajaj Housing. 140 rupees is the purchase price for 1000 shares, and Satya wants to know if Bajaj Housing will ever hit his buy levels. Should he book a loss, or what should he do? He's purchased Bajaj Housing in the week in which the IPO was listed.
Of course, the stock has been in a downtrend from the last 6 months since inception. We've seen that there has been some sort of a pullback move here in March, but then again, the momentum is quite low. So it will be conditioned in a way that we can keep holding the stock as long as it holds above 115 for the next up move towards 135 odd levels. But then again, the upside remains capped.
Okay. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call it a day as far as daily calls are concerned. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow is another day. Please join us then with all your questions on the short-term moves in the market. Thank you so much, Shivangi. As always, it's a pleasure speaking to you.